Hi, welcome to this Sentas video. In this video we'll be talking to you about the menu and the different screens that are available. What you will see here is the full paid version. I'll point out the individual areas of the menu that isn't available for standard app users. When you first open the app, it will default to the entries page. This acts and looks like a journal. Within it, it'll give you, a daily summary of what you've recorded. So, in effect, your overall fun score, your purpose score, and your resultant happiness score, along with any journal entries that you've made. It's just a nice, neat way of being able to, go through your recent history and understand, how things have developed over time. I've only got entries in here for January, but you can flick to different months by using the scroll bar in the top left hand corner. You can then scroll through the individual month by just going up and down on the screen as you normally would. If at any point you want to access this screen, it can be accessed using the little book symbol on the bottom left hand side of the menu. The next menu along, illustrated by the trophy icon, really gives, has two sets of functionality in it. So firstly, it will illustrate your stats and how they have developed over time. So what you can see here is how my happiness has been trending. You can change that to look specifically at the fun score or the purpose score as well. For premium members, they'll be able to effectively switch between a 1 month, 3 month, 6 month and 1 year view as well. Standard members are restricted to a single month. You also have the trophies tab, which will just give you an update on any of the trophies that you've received. You get trophies for doing different things associated with the usage of the app. You then have the plus icon, which is really where you put in new entries. So I've already put in today's one, but in effect what it does is bring up the main date entry screen. It will default to today's date. You can select other dates, which allow you to go in and either put in historic entries or amend historic entries as well. There's a separate video to go through how to insert data on a daily basis in depth. You then have the correlation tab, which again, there's a separate video to go through in depth. This is the real analysis tab that really goes through the variables that you've recorded on a daily basis and shows how they relate to either your happiness score, or in some cases, for premium members, they can also look at some variables that actually are making them unhappy as well. As I said, there's a separate video to go through this in depth. And then finally, you have the settings menu, which is in the bottom right hand corner. This does vary for standard and premium users. There's some additional functionality for premium users. For everybody, you can go in and select your profile. This effectively changes your email address for when you want to do a data export. You have the export functionality itself. I'll demonstrate this. What this does is it exports a file and automatically sends it to the address that we were just speaking about earlier. You can change the address if you want. This gives you a download of all of the data that you've recorded and sent us. It's particularly useful if you've got a therapist or a counsellor that you want to share some data with. It's completely up to you whether you want to do that. Nobody else has the capability of accessing your data unless you specifically give it to them. You should see a pop-up coming from my Outlook at any point, which to just show that file has been received. So we'll see if that comes in the next few minutes. You have the capability to change your passcode or to turn it off if you so desire. You also have a notifications tab, which allows you to go in and set notifications as a reminder of when you should complete Sentas. Now, this typically is best set at the end of the day, to remind yourself to just do a review of the day and to push it in. You've got an About tab, which just gives you a bit of background on Sentas itself. It also takes you to the web page if you want to get more additional information. We frequently put blogs, FAQs, lots of additional information in there as well. you can see the CSV file has just been received by my Outlook, so it's just demonstrating how that file is sent through. For premium users, you can change whether you're auto-renewing, so you typically sign up for a 1-year subscription. You can either auto-renew that or turn it off. If your subscription runs out, then the app will revert back to the standard question set, so you just need to be conscious that any data that you've put in against your specific questions that you may have altered with your premium subscription will be deleted at that point. You will receive a reminder 14 days out with regards to when your renewal is due, so you can either turn that on or off at that point. You have a backup and restore function. This again is very powerful. This produces a backup to your iCloud. It really takes a download of your data, pushes it onto your own personal iCloud so nobody else has access to it. All of your data is completely confidential to you. So if you do a backup to cloud, which you do by just pressing the backup to iCloud text, it creates a backup that you can then restore. So if I do restore, you can see that file has been created in there. This is, we'd recommend that people do this periodically because it will save their data in there. So if your phone gets stolen or you're transferring onto a new phone, you can take a backup from your iCloud and load it into your new device. And then finally, you've got an edit function. So this again is for premium users only. This allows you to go in and alter your question set and tailor your questions to you. Again, there's a separate video to go through that in depth. So I hope this was useful. If you have any further questions, then please get hold of us on Facebook at Sentas the app or on Instagram at Sentas_the_app. Thank you very much.